What I'm going to do real quick, so we have it on video. We don't want Bill not to be on video here. Come here, Bill. Let's welcome Bill again, Bill McDonald, founder of MWSA, and I didn't give you an opportunity before to give a message to the troops.
Okay, just a little different thing. Everybody knows that we're proud of you over there, but as a minister, I just want to talk to them and let them realize that the experiences they're having there do not have to be disabling at all. That you can come back from a war experience as a spiritual warrior and use that to better yourself and to help others and to find something much deeper and more inspirational within your own self. So I ask you to be inspired by those people around you and to become an inspiration to others yourself and to come back, just to come back. We'd like to welcome you home. God bless.
Thank you. I don't remember when the taping started, but if Connie and Pat were not on, we'll try to get them come up right at the end, okay? Talking to Joyce over here. Okay, our next guest, he's going to talk about the medals, the awards that are happening here over these next 2 days. Jeff Edwards. Come on up, Jeff, your man. Welcome, Jeff. Talk with you, bros. What I'd like to do, like everybody else, share a little bit about yourself with our listeners and then what's happening here this weekend.
Thank you. Well, before I start talking about myself, first I just want to give a shout out to all our men and women in uniform, past and present. We sincerely appreciate what you're doing. I'm a retired Navy chief, and while I haven't been where you are, I have been out there a little bit. 23 years out there and some time in combat. I just want to know that I sincerely appreciate everything you guys are doing. I would also like to thank every veteran in this room right now and the wives and husbands of every veteran in this room right now, because you guys are all part of the fabric of freedom, and this country would not stay free without you. I just want to say I appreciate you. Also, before I move on to the medals, and I promise I'll get to that in a second, I also want to speak a little bit on behalf of Maria Edwards, my wife, who could not be here tonight. She is the smart half of this writing team, as you will hear me say many, many times. I write the books, but they don't happen without her. Every award that I've won, everything that's happened, all the book sales, everything are a direct result of her efforts and everything that she's put into this. And even though I'm the only person in this organization that's married to her, I bet I'm not the only person in this organization that can actually say that. Maria reaches out to writers in general, but especially to military authors. You have as strong a place in her heart as I think as I do. I don't know how much you're aware of what Maria does with veterans, but she works with the Head Injury Clinic, she works with wounded veterans from Iraq, she works with the VA in Palo Alto. You wouldn't believe she has time on top of all the school volunteering she does and all the work she does with American authors and all the work with Military Writers Society of America, that somewhere in there she still has time to do work with veterans, but she certainly does. And I wish she could be here today. She sends her love and her thoughts. And so just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that. And then I want to talk a little bit about the medals. I can kind of point that back to Maria as well. When I first came to MWSA, Maria and I were out there beating the bushes trying to find other military writers because I thought, okay, I can't be the only guy out here. And sure enough, I wasn't. I believe it was Maria that first stumbled across Bill's website and kind of opened the dialogue. And nobody was more surprised or shocked than I was when I won the Admiral Nimitz Award for Outstanding Naval Fiction. That's still one of the most proud moments of my life. But at that time, MWSA was still very much in its infancy. The awards were still what we call virtual awards. They were still, they were essentially web awards. They didn't have a physical presence yet. We managed to bump it up a step and start producing some awards as actual physical statues and things of that nature. But we really came up with the idea somewhere along the way, and I'm not quite sure who evolved it. I think Joyce may have had something to do with that. I can't remember. I know Bill was involved in the dialogue. But we decided, since we're dealing primarily with the military services and military writers, or people who write about the military, that maybe instead of just regular statues and things, we should have medals that seemed to be appropriate. So we had the gold medal and the silver medal and the bronze medal and things like that. Well, I created web images that we could put on certificates and things like that, and I thought that was pretty slick, and I was pretty proud of that. And it looks pretty neat when you see it on a certificate, and we were very happy to be able to give those to our award winners. While Joyce and the new generation of MWSA leadership has taken it a step farther, and now for the first time we actually have physical medals that are built on the design, much to my surprise, that I created. I saw them this morning. They're absolutely fabulous. I cannot wait to actually see them handed out. It gives me a chill just to see them. And it's going to be great to have the opportunity to see our authors actually have something they can hold in their hands to show what it is that they've done. I can tell you from personal experience that when you do a book signing and you lay stuff out on the table and you lay your awards out there, it's, even if nobody knows who you are, they stop and go, who is this guy? Who is this woman? It catches people's attention. They start to assume that you've got something going on. And the real answer is every writer in this organization, every poet in this organization has something going on. The one thing we all have in common besides our service and our love of the military, well, I shouldn't say all of us, that most of us have in common is that we're not household names. There are a few authors in our organization who are. We have Joe Buff, who has just blown the lid off the bestseller list so many times. We have Gail Linz, who lives on the bestseller list. So we definitely have some heavy hitters here in this organization. But a lot of us, myself included, are not household names, except for me, possibly in Japan. And we don't really know why that is. Maria has a theory on that, by the way. Since my books in Japan outsell my books in the States by a factor of about 20 to 1, maybe 30 to 1, our operating assumption is that's because in America my picture appears on the back cover, but in Japan it doesn't. So I may be the thing that's actually scaring people off. But the thing that most of us have in common is that we're not household words. So anything that we can do that draws a little bit of attention to the magnificent work that you guys are creating is a great thing. And I think these medals are a fantastic step in that direction. And Joyce, I sincerely thank you for that. You are one of my heroes, by the way. Last thing I'd like to say to the troops is, unlike many of the people in this organization, I do write fiction, so the heroes in my book are make-believe. They came out of my head and out of my heart. You guys are real heroes. You're living it every day, and you have my thanks and you have my love.
Thank you very much. Jeff, 5 minutes.